Society of India and the Bombay Neurosciences Association.
जी, सत्यपाल सिंह जी, विवेक फंसलकर जी, अमिताभ जी, distinguished guests, and my dear children and teachers. It's a privilege to be here. All of us understand the dire need to raise awareness about head injury in India. And today's campaign reinforces it beyond doubt. It is commendable that various organizations, including the Neurological Society of India and the Indian Head Injury Foundation, are leading the way in spreading awareness about head trauma. It is inspiring how respected Babji has taken it up as a noble mission by converting a personal tragedy into an exemplary initiative, devoting his personal time and energy in building a comprehensive system in the country for the prevention and treatment of brain trauma and for providing rehabilitation. Friends, when we go about doing everyday things, we sometimes lose sight of the need to take the essential precautions. Whether it is playing sports, my children, riding bicycles, driving motor vehicles, or even just crossing the road. Anyone is prone to accidents or injuries, and life can change for the worse in a fraction of a second. But what is crucial is to have a disciplined approach and practice safety first. Friends, India is the youngest country in the world, and it is the youth, all of you who are sitting up there, present today, who can spark a change in attitudes towards society. We must compliment the Mumbai Traffic Police in strictly enforcing the requirement of wearing seat belts. Today, it has become a habit for everyone, a good habit, a life-saving habit. I am sure wearing a helmet will also soon become a habit, thanks to the efforts of the Mumbai Traffic Police. As we just saw in the film now, wearing a helmet is very cool. Even Sachin Tendulkar wears a helmet. Let us make safety a habit that we all embrace. Friends, we have just heard today, just as preventive measures are important, taking immediate action in the golden hour of accident is also equally crucial. A golden hour lost is a life lost. All of us need to inculcate a culture of concern and compassion for our fellow citizens and act as guardian angels. At the time of an accident, in most cases, the victim may be all alone, away from his family, his or her family members. Prompt and effective bystander response can help the medical fraternity to save more lives. This calls for a change in our attitude and institutional mindset. It is also imperative that when accident victims are taken to a hospital, they receive the required care immediately. As a society, providing rehabilitation support to the accident victims and addressing their disabilities is another important aspect. At the Reliance Foundation, we are committed to working with other like-minded partners in raising awareness and creating infrastructure to treat head injuries. Here, I would like to mention that the Dhirubhai Ambani Hospital that we established at Lodhivali on the Mumbai-Pune highway 15 years ago has so far treated 1,500 trauma patients.
The very distinguished guests ladies and gentlemen, may I just thank the Neurological Society of India and the Head Injury Foundation for inviting me here today and making me part of this very informative and very necessary program, and of course the launch of this most important campaign. I've been witnessing, sitting there, the various efforts that have been made in making all of you aware of what head injuries are all about and how their treatments and precautions need to be taken. I'm also thankful to Mr. Mishra for having demonstrated visually how actors in film should not be behaving the way they do. And I wish to apologize to him for that visual that he showed me. I know that this is probably improbable, but if ever I get an opportunity at this age to sing another song on Dosti, I shall be wearing a helmet. There have been many observations made, as you may have observed today, and really I have nothing very special to add, except some basic points which the Commissioner of Police has already brought to your notice. What is the process for giving licenses to people who drive motor vehicles or motorcycles? And I feel that that is the point that needs to be given the maximum attention. I remember many years ago I wanted to apply for a license. I was spending some time in the United States of America. And in New York, I wanted to get a driving license, and I had to go through a 3-month learning course, had to attend classes, had to give an examination, a written examination, and 3 practical examinations before I was offered the license. And I think that that is a process that we need to imbibe in our country, because that is the root cause where all problems start. The other point, of course, is once you go through this very rigorous procedure of giving a license, you ensure that there will be a certain amount of discipline on how to obey rules, how to obey laws, how to obey the traffic signals. It's a pity to see some of the photographs and some of the visuals that were shown to us by Mr. Palsankar. He and I have been meeting on several occasions to discuss what can be done in order to improve conditions here. But really, those are the most important points. We have lost the respect for discipline and lost the respect for uniform, have lost the respect for order. The day we start honoring that, this day we start respecting that, we will make sure that we will stop at the red signal. We will not cross the zebra crossing with our motor vehicles. We will give way to the pedestrian. And these are some of the very simple points that I observe every day. It's terrible to watch the way traffic moves in Mumbai, especially in northern Mumbai. Here, of course, in southern Mumbai, I observe that there is still some semblance of discipline. But in the northern parts of the city, it is just impossible to believe how traffic moves. There have been many occasions when I have personally got out of the car and chased a a motor vehicle that has broken the red signal. And he's actually stopped at the next signal about 100 meters away. And I said, you know, what did you gain by breaking the signal? You and me are on the same plane now. We are just side by side. You haven't gained any time. But you've made this terrible mistake of causing a risk to a probable bystander, a probable another car. And they have no answers for it. The traffic department and I have been talking for many, many months and years, in fact. And I know that a lot has been said today on how conditions can be improved. But today I want to publicly make this commitment that if ever the traffic department, the police department, would require my services to make a film, a campaign, use my voice, my face, for any such campaign that can improve and teach and educate the people, I am there voluntarily to do it. Many months ago, I actually offered the police department that if you want some kind of creative inputs, I shall be very glad to do it voluntarily. I have a whole team of people that we keep working with. If we can use our face and our voice to sell products as brand ambassadors, surely we can do something like this for the better of society. I do want to thank His Highness Gat Singh Ji for introducing me to the Head Injury Foundation. I have met him and his son in better times when his son had not been through this injury. But it was devastating to me, very hurtful to me, to find that this lovely young man, this attractive human being, going through this pain and this disorder because of an accident. And ever since then, Gat Singh Ji has been very kind to introduce me to the foundation. And I've been very privileged to be a part of it. And as he knows, anytime he requires my services, I shall always be there. I also want to, at this point of time, thank him personally and publicly for taking a special interest in a case that recently came up to me. On Kaun Banega Crorepati, we have a program which invites people with certain problems. And we had a young man from Manipur who, at the age of 22 or 23, was caught between crossfire amongst the militants and the security forces and was shot in the back. And because of the fact that he was unable to get proper treatment, he's been paralyzed from waist down, and the bullet is still in his body. He is living on about 20 to 25 painkillers every day. It's impossible for him to sleep. And the moment this program was aired on Kaun Banega Crorepati, His Highness Gat Singh Ji, I don't know when he gets the time to see all this, saw this program, wrote to me and said, this is just something which is up the alley as far as the foundation is concerned, and we'll be very glad to help this young man. I'm happy to inform you that using that initiative, we have called this young man across from Manipur to Mumbai. He's undergoing treatment at the Ambani Hospital, Kokilaben Ambani Hospital, and the doctors tell me that there is a possibility that in a few weeks' time, this young man will be able to walk again. So thank you so much, Bachchan Ji, for this initiative that you have taken. And as I've said, if ever there is any kind of service that is required from me, I shall be more than happy to do it. Thank you so much, ladies and gentlemen, for your encouragement and for all the applause that you so generously give me. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir. We're very, very, very grateful that you are going to support this campaign. And ladies and gentlemen, we said the magic words. So please create magic with Mr. Bachchan. Go out, stand up, and the audience to stand up. Mr. Bachchan will read the pledge. And I request you that every time he pauses after the line.
So as the lady just said, I will read out the pledge line by line. And at the end of the line, if we can all say, I will, that will be a confirmation. Today I pledge that I will always wear a helmet if I ride or am a pillion rider. I will. Be an effective bystander and help accident victims. I will. Be an alert pedestrian and avoid distractions such as texting. I will. Listening to music, talking on the cell phone. I will. Be a responsible driver. I will drive sober, be focused, and follow the traffic rules. I will. Be aware of speed limits. I will slow down, obey posted speed limits, and stop at red lights, as I understand that though speeding thrills, it also kills. I will. I pledge to observe these basic safety measures because I realize that life is a precious gift and I need to value and protect it. Today, I commit to share this pledge with family, friends and colleagues and support the mission of Heads We Win. I will. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen.
Ladies and gentlemen, can I have the last slide, please? Post the vote of thanks, and then we will have the national anthem.
People do require mention of